Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. This is JG here with MC, and this is Sunday Feelings.
Touchdown this year. Waits. And it's a line drive kick. Jackson bobbles it and now has to try and recover. DeSean Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding? DeSean Jackson still not in, and now in for the touchdown. No flags. Unbelievable. No time left. Eagles win.
There are about 11 guys in green jerseys that puckered up a little bit.
You can return it. And that's a free-for-all. The career long in college for Elliott, 56. This to win it and become an instant hero in Philadelphia. Jake Elliott. Is it good? It is good! Philadelphia wins it!
There is just something about Philadelphia playing New York, isn't there, Matt?
It's the best. I mean, I just think that the Giants against Philly, you can't win. You seriously can't win, no matter how hard you try.
Well, you can win if you're a Philadelphia fan.
Oh.
I mean, they're huge winners.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, they pick up the W every time against the Giants, and that's what I love about it.
And they pick it up in the most insane ways. Here we got a kicker drafted by my Bengals in the 5th round, ends up getting cut, misses a field goal earlier in the game,
right.
Steps up for a 61-yarder. His career long at Memphis was like in the low 50s, I believe. No one in the stadium was expecting him to hit it. There were video reactions of Philadelphia fans themselves having no faith in this guy. Steps up, kicks it, goes right through the right corner of the uprights. The best part about it is who was standing right there looking up as it went through the uprights?
Odell Beckham Jr.
Not Odell Beckham Jr. Owen Threedell Beckham Jr. That's what we got to call him now.
I even saw that Carson Wentz was mic'd up. He was gonna give him his game paycheck if he hit the field goal. I wonder if he actually followed through with that. I mean, he should have, because that's a huge kick. That's a huge win for Philly.
That can't be a lot of money. He's got to still be on his rookie deal, right?
Good point. Valid point.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not as much money as we're thinking.
But for a kicker, that's like 2 years, 3 years.
Well, if I'm the
down,
head
right?
coach of Philly, I would have matched Wentz. I would have been like, I'll throw my game check in too. Against the Giants, of course.
Oh yeah, I'll throw him a little hand job on the table too.
OTPJ, all right with that.
Yeah, but honestly, whenever you watch a Philadelphia Eagles and a New York Giants game, always comes down to the wire. And it always comes out with the Giants being absolutely depressed.
Oh, I mean, DeSean Jackson, even when they kicked to him, I'm pretty sure Tom Coughlin told the punter, don't kick to DeSean Jackson, kick it out of bounds or just kick it away from him. And DeSean Jackson actually fumbled he kind of muffed the punt a little bit. He dropped it, he fumbled it, picked it up, and he basically taunted them at the end. He basically just kind of pranced right into the end zone. So,
yeah, the kicker was told, Matt Dodge was told, do not kick it at DeSean Jackson and make sure there's a lot of hang time. So what does he do? Line drive kick right.
Well, a lot of people forget that who's the punter on the Giants? Brad Wayne. He's the punter.
He's the punter now.
Yes. With that punt that he put at the end of the game, he put the Eagles back in field position to try to make a last ditch effort to win the game. So it was almost like very similar to the last game that the Giants blew against Philly, in the sense where the punter kind of had a big, part to do with the loss, and the punter almost didn't even get enough, beef for that.
Yes. The thing I love most about this whole scenario is there are some sport teams that are just their fans are just so cocky, spoiled. The Giants have 2 Super Bowls that they probably shouldn't have won.
I mean, David Tyree caught a football on his helmet. So,
yeah.
And then Plaxico Burress ended up catching the game-winning touchdown pass, and then he ended up
catching a bullet on his
own thigh, right?
Yeah. But the Giants are definitely an organization where every year they're like, we are making the Super Bowl. And I'll tell you what, this year, I was kind of going along with it. They had
too.
a good squad.
Me too.
I didn't see any weaknesses in the preseason, and then their offensive line showed up, or rather didn't show up, and they're awful.
And
awful.
Odell Beckham also got hurt in the preseason game. He probably shouldn't have been playing, but he got hurt. One thing led to another. The Giants are now 0-3.
0-3 Del Beckham.
Going into week 4.
Going into week 4.
So
and
that's
I think
a Jet fan's dream.
They got Tampa Bay. I think our aunt's going to that game.
Down in Tampa, right?
She's going to fly down and just sell her tickets, because who's going to want to see the Giants?
Okay, yeah, so you always go to a resort, hit a pool,
Yeah, go to a
beach.
casino.
Yeah, there's a few things to do down there.
Yeah, because the Giants are just, they're so hard to watch. You know what? I wanted the Giants to win because I had them in a bet.
So it's a little bias there. You wanted them to win.
Yeah, I did want them to win the game. And they were on the 1-yard line. And I swear to God, every time they snapped the ball on the 1-yard line, there would be 5 big Philadelphia Eagles defensive linemen just in the backfield.
Right.
Their offensive line is just terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I, honestly, you know me as a Jets fan, there's nothing that I love more than seeing the Giants fail. Because it's almost like now you feel my pain. I kind of feel like that's almost like the Mets and the Yankees too.
Oh, yes.
But recently,
Exactly.
even the Mets they've gone to the postseason, they've gone to the World Series recently. So for the Jets, it's really bad because we came close. We went to the AFC Championship game a couple of times with Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble guy. But it's been tough. It's been tough.
And you know what? As a Mets fan, Yankee fans always going to the postseason, always like, we 27 rings, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That one year the Mets went to the World Series, that was all the Mets fans just taking a massive dump on the chest of Yankee fans.
Of course, and the Yankee fans didn't know what to do. We had to start, watching sitcoms on CBS and ABC just to get our, attention.
So you know what? You look on paper right now, the best football team in New York, I bet you wouldn't have thought this coming into week 4,
right?
Are the
Buffalo
New York
Bills, right?
That is true, right? But you know what?
I'm just kidding.
They're a circus. They
really are.
York.
We don't count them.
Yeah. Who are they? Where's Buffalo?
I don't even know.
Buffalo's in New York. I thought I was a city in like China or something. But no, seriously. If you look at the 2 Meadowland teams, the New York Football Jets are 1-2. Giants are 0-3. So definitely a good start to this segment because we both hate the Giants. Giant fans.
Yes, we do. We can agree on that.
King Curse.
That's okay. We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes. You're not related.
I get that a lot, yeah.
Give us a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today.
All right, awesome. So we're going to start this segment with our winners and losers, right? So we call that W's and L's. Right after that, we're going to go to TV and music. So we're going to talk about Netflix shows, and all the new hip-hop and rap albums, all that good jazz, right? Right after that, we're going to go to college theme. The question of this actual segment is going to be, what do you prefer, house party or bars? So very generic question, very easy question. Very easy question.
Tough question.
Tough question, but easy to process, right?
Yes.
So, and then we're going to run right into our feelings segment. So that's going to be current events. We're going to touch upon Hugh Hefner, the Kardashians. Hugh, baby.
You say Kardashians?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep. And then also we're going to talk about the super teams in the West, and we're gonna dabble with the East a little bit because there's a couple of good teams in the East, and I'm sure you know which ones I'm talking about. A couple. When I say a couple, I literally mean a couple.
Yeah.
2.
Literally 2.
Finally, we're gonna end this whole segment with our pick'em, right? So we're gonna have 5 good games. We're gonna call that segment to Take 5, right?
Take 5.
Take 5. And So JG, do you want to start us off with your winners? Or your losers?
Let's save the winners for last.
Okay.
Sometimes the loser's going to finish first.
Gotta give him credit.
That is what Rick Pitino did in his career. He won national championships, but he's a cheating little bitch.
He is, yeah.
He's a cheating...
I love how you threw little in there.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You look at his face, and he just looks like a little rat.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have relatives in our town? All right, so maybe I should take it a little easy on this podcast. I'm going to unfriend those 2 kids.
No, I'm not really sure, actually, yeah.
He definitely does. Okay. But anyway, I don't care. He deserves to be destroyed.
Right.
Because this guy, when you think about it, makes a living paying 17-year-olds to hang out with him and play basketball for him.
It's a little creepy, almost.
It's creepy.
Yeah. But it's also interesting in the sense where... Yeah, a lot of these Division I teams are doing the same thing he's doing, but they're not doing it to the extent that he's doing it. Like, he's really pushing the envelope.
And the thing is, he got caught.
That's
what makes him the biggest loser.
And his legacy is tarnished. I mean, he's got national championship, Final Fours. He's coaching the NBA. He's been around the block, and now it's like his reputation really isn't. He can't really get his reputation back.
I like how you say he's been around the block because I just picture him like on like a corner, just seeing like a 6'7" black kid like, hey, yo. You want $100,000 to play basketball?
Right. I mean, honestly, you know what? It doesn't even. It could be anywhere. It could be in the nicest neighborhood. It could be in the poorest neighborhood. These college coaches are relentless.
Relentless.
They'll go up to anyone who has potential, and they'll convince that person to go to their school.
Who was it? The coach from Michigan, John Harbaugh, right? Is it John or Jim?
Maybe.
I think it's John.
Okay.
He slept over his kicker's house the day before recruiting officially started.
Okay.
So that when he woke up in this kid's house, he could give him all the papers, and he signed the kid. The kicker's like phenomenal.
Wow. So
that's crazy.
That's dedication, but it's also like probably breaking a couple of Memphis, Tennessee state like a state law. Like it's got to be a violation of something.
I don't know what's going on there.
He's definitely flirting with a little bit of legal problems.
I just hope him and the kicker he recruited didn't share the same bed.
Oh yeah, like in college, right? Or he wasn't texting late at night.
No, he went to this kid's house.
Right, but I'm saying once he actually went to school.
Oh yeah,
that they weren't like, yo,
hey, can I sleep over?
Like, hey, yo, you up right now? I hope it's not like one of those things.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Anything Rick Pitino has achieved in his career, it's kind of like Barry Bonds. You got to put an asterisk over it.
You really have to, because if you don't, people are just going to think, oh, this guy did it normally. Because there are a lot of coaches that are actually putting in the work. They're sending emails out to players. They're saying, hey, listen, come to the school. Not only do we have a great athletic program, but we also have academic standards that you need to meet, so you can have a future after basketball or after football. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
So this was my loser of the week, and I kind of was skeptical because I didn't know if we would be able to talk about it a lot. So I went on Google, and I typed in Rick Pitino quote.
Okay.
Just to see what I can find.
Right.
And you guys can do this too if you're listening. Type in Google Rick Pitino quote. The fourth one you will see is, quote by Rick Pitino, I'd learned how much happiness money can bring you. Very little. No shit, Rick. The way you used money got you fired and makes you look like a loser / pedophile / freak show. If normal people buy a Jaguar or a Lamborghini, they're going to be saying the opposite. Yeah, money is bringing me a lot of happiness right now. I can go 0 to 100 in like 1.6 seconds.
Yeah, and honestly, that kind of, it's almost like these people try to pretend that they're like these big financial gurus. Like, no, you got paid a lot of money to coach a child's game. You're not Mark Cuban. You're not, you're not even Bernie Madoff, who's like one of the, craziest guys in finance, right? You're someone who got paid an enormous amount of money to mentor and coach college kids, and you didn't do any of that, really. You basically just took them for their money.
It's sad, the college game, it's just all about athletics, and it really should be about morphing these kids into adults, getting them ready for the next step of their life, whether it's in the NBA or in a career. I mean, I highly doubt these kids go to all their classes. Highly doubt it.
They don't, and even if they did go and they were dedicated students, the March Madness tournament, even if it goes through spring break, it's going to cut into a lot of class time, and there's no physical way to make that time back.
Absolutely.
Unless you go to a school that you have professors that are dedicated enough to travel with the team, which they're not doing.
No.
Because if they're doing that, that means the students at the college aren't getting an education. So it's a double standard, really.
So if you've been living under a rock, Rick Pitino wasn't the only one that got caught. It was about 5 or 6 coaches. Auburn, Oklahoma State were 2 colleges that got caught. But one college that did not get caught was the University of Kentucky. John Calipari has the perfect system in place. If you are the best of the best, you go to Kentucky for a year, go to the NBA. There's no money involved. So shout out to John Calipari for running a squeaky clean system.
And the reason why it's cool, the reason why there's no money involved is because there's going to be so much more money involved a year from when you go. So that's the incentive.
That's his pull.
That's exactly. His pull. Don't take any money now. We'll pay for your food. We'll pay for your clothes. We'll pay for your laundry. All the little things. But you're gonna get paid in like 300 days. Like from the day you start practice, 300 days later, you'll have a big check.
If you go to Kentucky, you'll be in the NBA.
Whether it be
regardless if you sit on the bench and play,
or whether it even be in Europe. If you're like a bench player, like a 6th man at Kentucky, and you can't get drafted, there's still other career options out there in different countries, and in Italy, Spain, France. So there's that's a good system in place that he has. You know?
Okay, so that's my loser. Who's your loser?
So my loser is actually Dwayne Wade. And I don't mean that as a person like for his whole career. I mean that right now. It almost seemed as if LeBron James used to follow Dwayne Wade. He went to Miami, took his talents to South Beach. But then Dwayne Wade signed with Chicago, and it didn't work out there. And I saw on Instagram recently that he made a comment saying he hopes to retire as a Miami Heat player. Like, that's his dream. His dream is to go down as a Miami Heat player. But newsflash, dude, you could have just signed with Miami now. You didn't have to join LeBron and that crazy super team he's got in the East. Because let's face it, I really like that team to beat Golden State this year. I mean, it's a stacked team. So
Cleveland?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that team is out of control. There is weapons on every end. Even their bench is stacked, right? So I think Dwayne Wade's a loser here because you were a pretty good player in the NBA. You were a really good player.
He is very good.
He had a legacy in Miami. He walked away from it probably because of financial reasons with Pat Riley. He wanted to get paid in Chicago. Left Miami, and now he's claiming he wants to go back one day to Miami. Wouldn't this be the time to go back to Miami? He's already 34, 35 years old, right?
Well, here's my stance. I actually think he's a winner, and let me tell you why.
Let's hear it.
Let me give you a scenario. All right, it's Friday night.
Okay.
You're pregame with your friends. They all want to go to Bar A.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All your friends,
that's the move.
They're going to Bar A.
Right.
You want to go to Bar B.
Right.
Are you going to go to Bar B or are you going to go to Bar A?
Let me just throw in my 2 cents right there. He already had his version of Bar A in Miami. Before the scenario you brought into place. LeBron joined him and then LeBron left him. He could have just said, "Hey, I'm a loyal Miami guy." He could have said that.
He's not a loyal Miami guy. He left Miami.
That's my point. So why make the comment to say, "Hey, I hope to go back to Miami one day"? He should have just never made that comment.
Well,
what's the point of going back to Miami?
What do you want him to say? "Hey, I'm never coming back to Miami"?
This is what I want him to say. "Hey, I'm a little self-conscious about my legacy. I want to win as many titles as I can. That's why I went to Cleveland." You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, actually, I don't think he went to Cleveland to win the title. No. I think. Well, I'm sure it's in the back of his mind.
Right. He only signed for $2.3 million.
It's definitely possible. So. I mean, we'll talk about the East later in the show. I mean, it's a lock that they'll make the conference finals.
Right.
I just think at this point in his career, he's, 36, 37?
He wants to be with his friends?
I think
he's like 34, 35, right?
I think... Yeah, he's old. He's old for a basketball player.
Right, he's old, right?
He's still putting up good numbers, but I think he has achieved everything in his career that he's wanted to achieve.
Of course.
So now it's just I just want to have fun with it.
Here's I'll make one more point and then we'll kind of move on. I just don't think anyone can have fun in Cleveland. It's like such a crappy place. And I don't mean that to diss the city. I just mean like going from South Beach to like Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
I mean Chicago, it's like a little pit stop, but like to go to like Cleveland, it's go back home. Like he's got to have roots in Miami. He's got to have, I feel like he
was home in Chicago.
Right. Well, technically he was home. Like that's where he was from. So either way. Anyway, I'll move on. I'll move on to my winner real quick because I don't want to get stuck on Dwayne Wade. Right.
Wiener. Yeah. Who's your wiener?
My wiener is Joe Johnson. Right. And
Johnson, the basketball player.
Yeah, the basketball player. And honestly, I'm looking on Twitter right now. People are putting out all these great tweets. They're saying he's the finesse money king. He's run a bigger Ponzi scheme than Bernie Madoff. He's just taken the NBA for all the money that it's been worth. I think it's great. This guy is not a Hall of Famer. He's a great player.
He's not?
No. Joe Johnson.
I think he silently might sneak in there, man.
No. Joe Johnson is not a Hall of Famer. Anyway, that's not even the point. The point is that he has walked away. He's the number 3 guy in the highest career earnings with active players. It says he's got $203 million. He's in front of Melo and LeBron.
He's lucrative.
So obviously Melo and LeBron have the Nike deals, whatever. I'm not including that. But this guy got paid. Like this guy could be very, very, very happy post NBA, and he's really not even a top 40 NBA player, really. So he's my winner just because he finessed it. He's like what every guy wants to do. He wants to walk away with something that he probably doesn't deserve.
He is the NBA's version of Brock Osweiler.
There you go. Yeah.
But Joe Johnson, granted, is a lot better.
There's a lot more money in the NBA.
And he's talented. You can't disagree that he's
got
not
more
talented.
talent in proportion to Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler sucks and somehow is making he's
Good
making
for him, too.
Oh no!
A lot of it's guaranteed,
listen.
right?
Brock Osweiler is making $50 million doing shit that I could do.
It wasn't 50. Wasn't it 30 or 20?
I'm talking about his career.
Okay,
right?
so when it's all said and done, yeah, he's got.
That's right. All right, should I move on to my winner?
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about on this one.
Let's hear it.
Elon Musk.
He's the man.
So it's really funny because he had to have a presentation in front of hundreds of people,
right?
And he's a huge nerd, genius. He invented the Tesla electric car, and he's one of those people that you can clearly tell just locks himself in his room, doesn't talk to anyone. Mm-hmm. But he made up this sick presentation, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you gotta talk to people." And his presentation sucked. It really wasn't. Well, he couldn't. He doesn't have good presentation skills, but he is a genius.
Right. Yeah.
And what he drew up, if you haven't seen this video, you have to see it because it is unreal.
Right.
He made up a spaceship. I think it's called BFR, or I don't know what the abbreviation is. Can go to cities, any two cities in the world, in under 30 minutes. So New York to London, 33 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was New York to LA.
Any two cities? Any two cities in the world in under an hour.
Okay.
So those flights from New York, JFK to Rome, 7-hour flights where you wake up and you're like, oh, I thought it was going to be 10 at night and it's 8 in the morning. No more jet lag. No more sitting between two humongously fat people on the plane.
A plus.
That's huge.
Yeah. No pun intended.
That's huge because if you go on this spaceship and you see, I have to sit next to a fat person, well, you suck it up for 30 minutes.
Yeah, we don't want to.
It's not 7 hours.
Right. It's not like we're saying that to be rude. It's just I know what you're getting at. You just have to suck it up for a little bit. Yeah.
It's tough, 7 hours would be tough, but if you can sit next to a fat person for 30 minutes. Yeah. So this is actually his plan to pay for his other project, which is to popularize Mars.
Okay, yeah.
He wants to colonize Mars. If you haven't seen it, this is stuff that when I'm saying it, it's almost comical. Who's going to colonize Mars? But this guy is so smart that he could actually throw up a plan to do it. Now, I'm thinking, what kind of people would go to Mars, right?
Aliens.
Right? You'd have to be an alien. I think the people from Earth that would go to Mars are the people that are just miserable, right?
Right, miserable people.
Miserable people hate everyone. They're like,
want to get away.
I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Some people go to Miami to get away. Other weirdos will go to Mars to just leave.
They're just like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. So I'm just thinking, if Mars does get populated, it's going to be just all miserable people.
It's going to be a certain type of miserable people. First of all, there's probably a lot of Jet fans. A lot of. But this year we might even see Jet and Giant. We might go to LaGuardia and you might be like, oh hey, what team? I'm a Jet fan. I'm a Giant fan. We might start to see a little mix.
Definitely all miserable people.
Just in general.
I think if you lived in Mars, you see your neighbor in the morning, you'd be like, hey, hope you have a fucking horrible day. It's just miserable people.
Hey, full moon tonight, right? You're looking the other way. Hey, full Earth tonight, right?
Wonder what those losers at Earth are doing. Man, I really remember those people. I hated them.
Hey, a hurricane's gonna hit. Oh, thank God. I hate those people.
Well, my cousin Matt, I hate him. I hope Earth gets hit by a meteor. You see that meteor going? I hope it hits Earth.
I actually read an interesting book. It's called You Only Have to Be Right Once, right? It's a really cool book. And Elon Musk, actually, he's definitely a little nerdy, but he also is a womanizer. He has a lot of social problems with women in a good way.
He's got a lot of money.
Well, hear me out. What happened with him is he's got so much money, he's got so much power, and he's so good at talking with women and socializing that it was very hard for him to be in a committed relationship. None of his relationships worked. Mm-hmm. He was going to LA penthouses, texting his other nerdy friends come through. So this guy's also a huge player.
Yeah,
he's kind of like the non. I want to try to get a metaphor. He's kind of like the Derek Jeter, the nerd version of Derek Jeter. He's designing really sophisticated things, and Derek Jeter just hits a baseball, but they're both like players, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's like very complex, Elon Musk. Like,
he's like, you look at this guy and you're just enamored.
But that was cool because the name of the book was "You Only Have to Be Right Once," and a guy like Elon Musk is right over like 50 times.
Yeah,
right?
like you can't get
some of
something
these
wrong.
guys were only right once, and they're like, "Oh, you got lucky."
Yeah.
You know?
No, this guy
He's
really
been right for a while.
He's really on some other shit. Like whatever drug he takes.
He's out
in
of
the
this
morning,
world. No pun
Whatever,
intended.
whatever drug he takes, whatever,
It's like the Limitless pill, probably.
right? Like he's got to be taking some stuff that makes him just a genius.
I don't know.
Like, there's
yeah.
no way you could go like if he went to school just like the rest of us. There's no way he can be that smart.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
Well, I forget. I'm not sure if you have it in front of you. I forget what college you went to. For some reason, I want to say Harvard.
I can look it up.
But
It's got to be.
I
something
don't.
like that,
I don't know if it's Harvard or if it's like one of those. Maybe it's like it's somewhere in England or like the Oxford camp. I thought it was Harvard. I could be completely off.
He went to Stanford.
Oh, went to Stanford, right? Okay, 'cause
Stanford, Queen's University,
right?
UPenn, and Wharton School.
No, I don't know if Queen's University is. Is it? Yeah. Oh, maybe it's a. Yeah. So he did go to the Wharton School of Business in UPenn.
Yes.
So he's got a lot of education on him. So I don't even compare. Like, these people are crazy.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk, definitely a huge winner. I'm really rooting for this invention to actually happen.
I mean, it'd be sweet,
I think it's a bigger.
right?
I think it's a bigger invention than the wheel.
Right, than the wheel. But we also
really
need
do.
a wheel to do it because planes have wheels too. So it's almost like everyone's helping out.
I don't think. I was looking at the video. I don't think this plane has. I think it's just a
Is this
spaceship.
just like a time warp? Really, we're just kind of like clicking like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's like really just slowly planning something really scary.
Yeah, it's.
Let's move on to our next segment. Let's move on
because it's Halloween and it's getting scary. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to TV and music. So like, do you have any like TV shows that you're like kind of like in right now that you're like
You know what? I was with my friends the other day, and we were watching the show American Vandal.
I hear it's great.
It's some guy who's made his fame off of Instagram, and the whole show is.
Is that Jimmy Tatro?
Yes.
So was he more Instagram or was he more like Twitter and Vine? Right? Was he like a Vine?
It was
guy?
Vine, but then Vine died, so now he's Instagram.
Right, okay. Yeah.
This show is centered around the guy Jimmy.
Right.
He's notorious for drawing dicks on his school whiteboard. Notorious.
It's such a simple concept.
It's a simple concept. Draws dicks on whiteboards all the time. Then all of a sudden,
okay.
one day the teachers go out to the staff parking lot.
Right.
27 cars just have massive dicks spray painted on them.
So now what do? They call the cops? What do they do?
Well,
What's the
Well,
protocol?
obviously the cops came or whatever.
Okay. Is there like a dick detective that can like? Is there like this guy who specializes in dick drawings?
so obviously they're gonna point the finger to this guy
Right.
Jimmy who draws dicks on whiteboards all the time. And one of his the whole show is one of his classmates makes a film documentary about how it might not be him.
Okay.
And there's a lot
It's
of
like a conspiracy almost.
it is, and there's a lot of twists and turns in the show.
A lot of ups and downs.
A lot of ups and downs, a lot of cocks. Dude, my friend had a genius idea. Shout out to Chris Landy for this one. If you watch this show, it's only 8 episodes, and
Okay. So it's quick.
It's quick, and
Yeah.
each episode, it's definitely a binge watch show.
Right.
I would watch it with friends because it's so funny. Every time they say the word "dick" in American Vandal, drink.
Drink.
I
now,
did
is it
that.
shots or is it just drink? Like anything?
Don't if you do shots.
You're gonna be
if
drunk,
you do
yeah.
if you do shots, you're not making it to the bar.
Okay.
Straight up.
Gotcha.
Just take
Just
a
take
sip of a beer.
Okay. Like
because
a power hour. Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is. Because I think we watched one episode. At the end of one episode, I had like 4 beers down.
Wow.
And like it was just like
Hey,
unbelievable.
honestly, I kind of like that idea because I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Tatro. Like, you can't go wrong with him. Like, he's just a good laugh.
It's funny.
Right, he's a good laugh. So is there anything else in TV? Or
You tell me. You tell me.
All right, yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I am very big. I'm kind of like a girl with this because a lot of girls watch the show. I love the show This Is Us. It's on NBC. You don't watch that show?
I know, but I do like how you watch girly shows.
I watch girly shows.
One Tree Hill, best show of all time.
And you kind of told me about that. And I started watching that too. But anyway, let me talk about This Is Us. So the reason why the show is so interesting is because it centers around a family that, first of all, they're big Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So it's kind of very football themed. You know?
Oh, God.
I know. But this is pre-Big Ben. This isn't like the 70s, 80s, right?
So there's no rapist involved.
No rapists involved
Okay.
yet. Right. So it's about, they're big Steelers fans. But what happens is, in the beginning of the show, they have 3 kids. Well, they have 2 kids, rather, right? One of the babies ends up tragically, dying before birth. And they end up adopting...
Wait. How do you die before birth?
Well, I'm sorry, not die. That was loud. Oh, that's interesting.
That's a very complex
Might have to
question.
call like Elon Musk and ask him. No. So it was what's it called? Not like a miscarriage.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Died in the stomach.
They were having
right?
triplets. Sorry, I gotta clarify that. And basically, what happened was that they were mourning that loss, and they were picking up their other two kids, I guess twins, right? And they said, we got to adopt this. There was an African-American baby left by a firefighter, right, where it was left at the hospital. So the dad, his name is Jack in the show, said, we gotta adopt him. It's meant to be. So now this family grows up, and it's a black guy, an overweight woman, and a ridiculously handsome male who becomes an actor.
Just a mix of everything.
It's like a mix of everything, and
I love it.
And the title "This Is Us" is so perfect because it's like America. It's like a melting pot in a show.
Yeah.
And the dad is like this hardworking, like no bullshit dad. Like you're gonna listen to my rules. Like I'm gonna lead by example. And the mom's like this all American mom. She cooks, she cleans. But dude, if you watch the show, it is a tearjerker. That's why I'm kind of.
You know what? I like those shows.
I feel like you like those shows.
Do.
Right?
I'm a sensitive person. I like shows.
You want to feel a little bit, right? You want to feel a little emotion.
American Vandal and This Is Us are two shows to keep an eye on.
And it's perfect for football season because, like I said, Pittsburgh Steelers themes. You know what I mean?
Music. All right, I'll start with music. If you have not heard A Boogie's new album, The Bigger Artist, definitely check it out. Huge rapper, New York guy, love him. He's not my group to focus on though.
Okay.
When I was starting up my record label, my two buds from college,
right.
I met this group, Sophie Tucker. It's a girl named Sophie and a guy named Tucker.
Wow, that's actually really smart that they did that. Just combine the names.
They literally just combined.
Well, yeah, but it sounds good though.
It's simple, but it rolls off the tongue good.
Yeah, yep.
But this guy Tucker's he's the most laid back guy you'll ever meet.
Sounds like a Tucker.
He's 6'7",
but chill. Though.
Looks like an NBA guy.
Okay.
Cool. But when I encountered these people, I want to say it was 2015. And they just couldn't catch a break, and they were so talented.
They're working hard.
I would see them in the recording studio. They worked so hard.
Those are the coolest stories,
right? I really grew to like them. 2016, they started making some good songs. Started catching a little vibes. They were kind of building up, and they caught a huge break.
Okay,
because the iPhone X just came out.
Right. And it's the biggest one yet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the 10th anniversary of the iPhone.
Right.
And their song was featured on the release video of the iPhone X. So I think in the first week, their song got 1.6 million streams. They're blowing up.
You got to feel good for them for that.
I'm very very happy for them. I don't have their numbers anymore, but. You could probably. I shot them an email. Yeah. I shot them an email. I DM'd them on Instagram. They were saying thank you.
That's awesome. Now, can I ask you a question? Now, do you think that everyone gets a big break in life?
No.
No, you don't.
No, not at all. And, dude, music is tough.
I know. I mean,
you can be... there are so many people out there that are probably phenomenally musically gifted.
They get talented and stuff,
but just will never be heard of.
But you know what I feel bad? I feel bad for the people that put a lot of money into their music. They work a job hard. They work overtime. And they break their back, and they put their whole paycheck into studio time, or equipment, and then they realize oh man, I just not wasted because it's never a waste, but I just put 6 months of work and I didn't get anything back, and it gets to the point where do you give up on the dream?
But when do you stop, and that's why I'm so proud of this group because they stuck through the struggle.
And now they got their break.
They got their break, and that was the iPhone video,
right.
And. Unfortunately, Sophie just had surgery on something. They had to cancel their European tour, but they're blowing up. They're being on set lists for big festivals.
Okay.
They're definitely they're not even up and coming anymore. They're going to blow up. They're going to blow up big. Watch out for Sophie Tucker.
They're in that weird stage where they're kind of ready to take off.
They're prairie dogs.
We're going to be on Instagram.
They're prairie dogs.
We're going to be on Instagram. We're just a photo of Elon Musk and them holding. You know what I mean? Met them at this so and so gala. We're going to be oh man. We're
just gonna include Elon Musk on every single thing we talk about.
It's going to be everyone we talk about in one picture.
That's going to be our thing for this show. Anything we talk about. Oh, Elon Musk. Yeah.
He's really. We should have a category for him because he's so dynamic.
Who's your music guy?
So I actually wanted to talk about that because recently what I've been doing is I've been listening to a lot of old music. Not old music. I mean you know, like Taking Back Sunday and some of those like weird bands, like kind of like those. I don't want to say.
I don't listen to Taking Back Sunday because I'm straight. But
okay, so you're straight, yeah. Well, so am I. But like like some of those those old songs you listen to in like in high school, like Yellow Card.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. Ocean Avenue, yeah.
See, and now with the Apple Music, I know you have this. Mm-hmm. It's an easy click, right? So if you don't want to download it, you just easy click, you download it on your phone, and it kind of brings me back to like not even so much high school, just like. It reminds me of going to the beach as like a teenager and all that stuff, like drinking, hanging out. So I've been listening to a lot of that old music, and now I'm thinking I gotta like go to one of those concerts because I always see on Instagram people are like, "Oh, I'm at the All American Rejects concert, Yellow Card." It's like I kind of want to go to like one of those. I feel like it'd be cheap, easy concert.
I heard Elon Musk does that.
Honestly, that's like his. I feel like that's his thing.
That's probably what
he doesn't give into mainstream stuff.
That's probably where he gets his inspiration.
Like he saw Drake out one night and he like spit on him. He was like, "Get out of my face," But so we kind of covered both of we covered TV and music there.
Yeah, I guess we're done.
So now we should go to the college theme.
Let's go to the.
We should just do it.
So our question is, if you had to go to a college, what would you want your college to be like? Would you want more of a house party scene or more of a college, more of a bar scene?
Now I'm going to remove myself from my past because I went to a bar school in Manhattan.
Well, we both went to bar schools. We both went to bar school, so I think it's important that we brush upon that.
We'll use that as like a focus, but we're not going to. I'm going to try to remove myself from that bias a little bit. And now when I look on like Instagram and I just look on social media, I think I would still go to a bar school because I think it's so cool. Like. The game's on late at night. Like, I like the vibe of the music and the DJ. But there's something to be said about big party schools. First of all, there's more people in one place.
Yes.
So that's like an interesting concept. Like, you can kind of like mingle with over like 80 people. In a bar, people bar hop. So my answer to that question, I'm still going to go with bar school because I think it's like it's more of a late night thing, and I like the late night thing. I like being out like late. Whereas the house parties, it's like 9 o'clock comes around and everyone's kind of like crashing for the day. I like extending the night.
Here's my thing. I mean, this might have just been my school. We couldn't bar hop at my school because the bars were too far away. You would have to take a cab.
So I really like bar hopping.
And my school, you went to one bar on Thursday nights, one bar on Friday nights, one bar on Saturday nights. It was the same. So
it almost had that house party feel because you're in the same bar. For
it didn't. It didn't though.
It didn't.
And it was the same. It was the same bars every day, and it got repetitive.
Right.
So, house parties, the thing with house parties is, if you're at a house party, you don't really have to worry about getting home.
You don't. No.
If you hypothetically black out and pass out in that house, it's no big deal. You wake up.
You might even get like lucky. You might even wake up in a girl's bed or something.
Yeah. You could, and you can't do that at a bar. The bar, you have to get home.
So it teaches you responsibility.
A bar does teach you responsibility.
Right.
I guess. Yeah.
Until the cops like, what are you doing here?
Until you throw up on the bouncer and he knocks you out.
Yeah.
Yo, the bouncers at my school were like,
were they big? You didn't mess with them? You didn't mess with them?
Like Rick Ross looking guys.
I wouldn't mess with people like that.
Like you look at the guy the wrong way, he'd be like, "Yo, he grabs you by the shirt and like just literally like tosses you with his pinky."
It kind of teaches you like respect. You're like, all right, I know where I am.
But house bar, you brush upon like if you look on like Barstool has that 50-year Instagram account,
Instagram accounts and stuff.
All the funny ass videos come from house parties. House parties.
It's also there's more space. It's easier to like take your phone out and like everyone's like having a good time. Everyone's outside. The sun's shining. It's easier to like be in that type of mindset.
You can get away with stuff at houses
that you
will not at bars.
Right.
Because what it comes down to is college kids that own a house, they don't care if holes get punched in the walls.
Right. Daddy and mommy are picking it up.
If their chandeliers break, if kids start puking and need to go to the hospital.
It's like that was the point of the house.
Yeah. The point of the house is that we can do whatever we want.
And everyone knows that their parents have enough money for the security deposit. So even if they have to lose the security deposit, it's not a big deal.
Listen, I owned the house senior year, and I went away to visit my ex-girlfriend. I came back. They had a huge party on Saturday night. They all got tickets for noise complaints, except for me because I wasn't there.
Right.
But I come back on Sunday, right?
Okay.
And Sunday is my laundry day. So we have a little room in the corner of our house to do laundry.
Right.
And I came back in the morning. This is Sunday at 9 o'clock. They just had the huge party. I open the door to the laundry room, and there's just a girl just, like, blacked out, like, on the floor.
And now you almost think, wow, this is like a setting of a TV show. I'm going to be like the first suspect now.
Right?
That's kind of probably how you feel.
And I'm like...
You're like, I never saw you. I was never here.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, I guess I'll do my laundry later. Like,
Right.
I'm going to wear, like, dirty clothes for today, because I'm actually not sure if this girl's dead or not.
Right, and it's scary because there is a culture that exists in America today. Obviously, we're not going to go too deep into that, but people just like drink themselves into oblivion, and it's fun, and like Barstool has a good time commenting on it. But it's also it is a little like dangerous in general, because when you talk about schools that are as big as, you know, Alabama, like Florida, Miami, people are really not knocking the school's academic standards, but a lot of people are just going there to party.
Alabama's nuts. Like, they
Right.
kiss their cousin down there, and but that girl that I stumbled upon, I don't know if she's alive or not. I mean, one of my housemates could have just like dumped her in the woods behind my house.
Right,
So,
that's it.
yeah, like, it just, if anyone's listening, it wasn't me. Like, I did not.
I had nothing to do with that. Yeah.
Elon Musk might have done it.
I mean, well, no, because he's a bar guy. He goes like exclusive.
You think he is?
Well,
you know what?
I
think
yeah, I don't know.
I think. Have you ever seen the movie with James Franco and Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, it's called Why Him?
Why Him?
Right. Yeah.
So that guy has like that crazy house, right?
Yes,
That's what I picture Elon Musk.
Dude, me too.
He's definitely a house party guy.
Have you ever seen the movie Take Me Home Tonight?
No.
Oh God. Okay. Well, if you get a shot, but for the listeners out there, it's like, you know, those elaborate like LA houses that are like in the Hollywood Hills that have like the
just like
the
nuts.
modern look with like the infinity pools, kind of like the pools that are just like right on like the view of the whole skyline of the city. It's like it's an unreal type of party. Like if you go to a penthouse, like the Penthouse at Dream, or like a big hotel in Manhattan.
They're like houses that have bars.
It's Manhattan. Anyone can basically get in if you have the money. But in LA, you need to like know people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's nuts.
Right.
That's like those houses are like. Those people have so much money that they're just like, I want to spend money on something, but I don't know what. So I'm just gonna make my toilet seat.
It is kind of like the Hamptons.
I'm gonna make my toilet seat made out of gold.
Right? Yeah,
Like
gold plated. Yeah.
Like
now you're shitting in gold.
My toilet paper is literally just gonna be like dollar bills.
I hate that though. I hate like it's a bathroom. It should be like messy. It should be like whatever.
I wish I won the lottery, right?
Don't we all, right? Well, to kind of segue into that, right? That's kind of good that we were talking about the LA parties, right? Because I wanted to ask you about, like, you know, we're going to go into our feelings segment, like current events. Hugh Hefner, man. He was definitely doing, like, that LA stuff. Like
he was doing everything.
Was he, like, more of a Vegas or an LA guy? Like, what was he? LA, right? Or
LA.
Who cares? He was everywhere.
Who cares?
Yeah.
He was everywhere, inside everything.
Bro, yeah, like,
literally.
I think it's so funny when those memes on Instagram that say, oh, he's in a better place now.
Yeah, so our uncle shared something on Facebook. And it was like, Hugh Hefner is the only person that when he dies,
he's not in a better
place.
place.
You can't say he's in a better place.
I know,
I 100% agree with that.
It's almost like it's kind of messed up having a life like that, because then you fear death even more. You're like, well, I haven't made here. Like,
right?
I have heaven on earth.
Right?
Like, there better not be a hell, because I'm going there. You know? But
I mean, his wife. Did you see what his wife? I've never really
have, like, multiple wives, right?
I never really looked into Hugh Hefner's life. All I knew was that, like,
okay,
he made magazines that always had
Playboy.
That always ended up having pages stick together. If you know what I mean.
That's great. I know what you mean. One of my friends actually told me that he was actually a virgin until he was like 23.
And then he had sex with Hugh Hefner?
No. I see what you did there, yeah. No, he said that Hugh Hefner was a virgin until he was 23. But I believe that, though, because I feel like he's the type of person that made that transformation. Like, he was like, you know, kind of probably like a weird dude growing up, and then he became like this huge pimp. Does that make sense?
No, it does. I have like a gambling problem now.
Okay.
But this
it's casual. Right?
No, I'm still on Hugh Hefner. This came into my mind. What would you set the over under on his body count?
Okay, that's a
really great question. Right?
Let me just go real quick. Like, first thing that came to mind, I'm gonna say 395.
395.
You're gonna say way more, but here's the thing. Way more or way less? Wait, are you gonna say way more or way less?
I'm gonna say way more.
Okay, good. Okay.
Way more than 395.
The reason why I say 395 is because I feel like he's the type of guy who probably like fell for a lot of them. Like, he probably had caught feelings for like 15, 20 of them.
Yeah, but you say that, and I'm gonna completely disagree with that.
Okay.
Because Yeah, there are probably girls that he would look at and be like, "Wow, like this girl's unreal."
I'm gonna marry her.
And then like he'll like literally like look 90 degrees to the right, and he's like, "Wow, that girl's
Right.
unreal."
Right.
Forget this girl's unreal. And like it's just a
The
constant
reason why I
cycle.
say 395 though is because I think he also did he have that many kids from these women? I'm kind of just trying to put the statistics out.
Probably.
We all think he was the biggest pimp, and he definitely was, but we don't really know if he had sex with like over 1,000 women. Like we don't really know that.
Here we go.
Does it say it? Says
Here
it?
we go. This is an article from U.S. Magazine.
Oh, he's
Hugh
okay, so
Hefner.
I was.
Hugh Hefner. How could I possibly know? Over 1,000, I'm sure. So
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot for saying 395. Maybe that's just like me, like being.
I don't
like,
know.
I thought it was like a good guess at
No,
first.
395 when you think about it, that's like a ridiculous amount.
I mean, it seems like
Really
a lot. I mean, I just thought that he would be like a little more.
1,000. That's like that's one girl a
But
day.
I feel like once
that's
you-
one girl a day for
Right.
3 years straight.
Right. Yeah, that's like ridiculous. Well, who was the basketball player? Right? Was it Wilt Chamberlain who said he had sex with over like 10,000 women?
Every basketball.
No. He actually wrote in his book that he wrote. It was Wilt Chamberlain, right? He wrote a lot of books, and he said.
do we believe him though?
Well, he did. Basically, people did the math. They said all the road games he was on, if he had slept with like 2 women each day, his theory or his claims would be true that he actually had slept with over 10,000 women. But it's like weird though.
Now I never thought about that because I'm just looking from like my life.
I know.
Like
I know.
we're in the same place all the time.
Yeah.
He's going to new cities every night,
day. Yeah,
and
people
obviously
know who he
everyone
is.
knows who
And
he
goes,
is.
Never no social media back then.
Also,
no
he's-
cameras, right?
He's 7 feet tall, so
he
you
stands
know
out.
his pecker's big.
Yeah, I'd say so. Right? It like automatically has to be big.
Elon Musk. What do you think? What's his over under?
Dude, that's really. Can we like? Is that like even Googleable? Is that even searchable? Can we Google that?
I think Elon Musk.
I would say like maybe 395 is more accurate for a guy like Elon Musk. Maybe like 200 for him.
I think Elon Musk is gonna create like this generator where you can type in anyone's name in the world and
And
just find out their body
Right.
count.
It's gonna like the whole like all the cops that work in like the rape unit and like stuff like that. They're gonna be like put out of business.
Well,
It's gonna, like have
his net worth is $20.5 billion.
Okay, so he's
Absolutely.
he's doing really well.
The first thing that came up when I googled Elon Musk body count was Tesla driver dies in first fatal crash. So obviously I'm not going to find anything.
Right, because someone's trying to get a quick payday, right?
But
Like a
whatever.
TNT. That's insane, though. It kind of brings me to like the Kardashians too, because like Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian,
Speaking of Kardashians and sex, like
they have a lot of sex, right?
I mean, they got two pregos in the family.
But here's the thing, though. We think they have a lot of sex, but Kim claims she's so loyal to like Kanye.
Oh, Kim claims a lot of things,
Right?
bro.
She's definitely not. You
Kim-
think she's like loyal to him?
Definitely not. I mean, you got guys like Elon Musk out there, so how can she be loyal to him?
Hey, man, I'm not gonna fight that. I mean, Elon Musk is like Mr. Steal Girl times like a billion because he's a billionaire. So yeah, she's definitely not loyal. But we're never really gonna know what goes on with the Kardashians.
I mean, well, if you look at their history, definitely with the Jenners, they jump around a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Scott
know.
Disick, man. I mean, what's the deal with him?
Who knows? I don't really watch that show.
Yeah, I just see them pop up.
I think Scott Disick saw an escape route and he took it.
He took it, right? He
took
pretends like he's all like talented. Is he
Yeah.
really talented? Or, I mean, not really, right?
I mean,
He's got to be talented for getting involved in that type of family. I mean, it's good money.
what?
Not.
There's no talent in the
not for
Kardashian
getting.
family.
Wow, I really dug myself.
Yeah, you really
Um,
might. I think we might have to just like not post.
People are
this
gonna think
podcast.
that I want to like be a part of that family. It's
Yeah,
just, like,
dude.
not true
Good
at
luck.
all. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what?
I wouldn't
actually.
actually
There's
say
a
that.
way in for you.
How about
You can date Bruce Jenner. Dude, I think you guys are a good match.
Ashley's like, hey, if you beat me in a race, we'll date. You know, he's I'm not gonna say he's a freak because that's not right.
So who would be top and who would be bottom if you guys dated?
I mean, to be honest with you, I would try to run away, but he's a former Olympian.
Yeah. So then,
So
I guess
she's a former Olympian.
it.
Like it the movie, you know. He's like,
Is he a clown now?
he's
I
like,
don't know.
yeah,
He is a clown. He is a clown.
Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna bet.
I'm sorry. You know, all
She's
transsexuals
a
out there.
symbol for strength and hope in this country.
It's not a she, is it?
It's a she.
Oh, it is a she. It is a she.
Can't say he, she. That's not right either. It's not politically correct. So
Wait, it's Caitlyn now. See,
Caitlyn.
I'm sorry, I called him Bruce.
Yeah, we'll have to put that in like you know.
I'm not even gonna crop it out. His name's Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
Listen,
Hi, Bruce.
your mom named you Bruce. Your name's Bruce.
Your name's Bruce. I don't think. Yeah,
Unless you're like and I actually do have a couple students like this.
Okay.
Unless you're named like Isis, you shouldn't change your name.
Okay.
Isis is like an ancient Egyptian.
What if you were named like Anal? Is that a thing?
Like you should be able to change your name.
So there's got to be at least like 3 or 4 words, like Anal, Isis, and like, let's say like Dick. Like Dick's kind of annoying.
Like there's this kid. There's 2 kids from my college. One was named Jack Cough.
Oh God!
Like you say quick.
Jack Cough. Last name was like me, like May. Jack May off.
I mean, then that's good.
That's kind of funny. Then you kind of.
And then there was another one. His name was Mike Hunt. Which if you say quick, it's Mike Hunt.
Oh my God! The teacher. It's almost like it kind of reminds me of
Mike Hunt.
It kind of reminds me of what's it called, the Key and Peele skit, like Aaron. You know.
The teacher goes, "Mike Hunt." Yeah, it's in your pants.
With all that homework you're given, right?
Wow, we were talking about the Kardashians, and we just completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good segue because of the super teams in the West and the East.
How does Mike Hunt segue into super teams?
I mean, that doesn't, but the Kardashians do. I mean, what, Khloe, she's got a baby with Tristan Thompson? Is that true?
He's in the East.
So he's in the East. How do you feel about Cleveland?
Listen.
They're stacked.
All right, so this is my idea for the NBA season. I think all the Eastern Conference just jump right to Boston and Cleveland in the finals. Don't play any games.
Maybe the other games should just be like exhibition games.
The Knicks shouldn't. No, the Knicks just shouldn't play like the Bucks. Yeah. Like maybe like Giannis. Like I'd like to see a couple dunks from him.
Right.
But like,
I mean, Charlotte.
Skip right through it. Right. Who cares? You know it's gonna be. I will put all my money on Boston, Cleveland in the East.
I mean, and that's going to be such a storybook East too, because like Kyrie going to Boston.
And the West is different now. I mean, it's a little different.
Well, I heard Stephen A. talk about how Chris Paul is the biggest loser in that because he went there thinking he was going to at least land Melo or PG, right? He thought he was going to at least probably Melo, right? But now it's only him and Harden now.
You know what? It's crazy that we're calling Chris Paul a loser because he's on a team with James Harden.
Well,
like 5 years ago, you're like, yo, Chris Paul and James Harden, that's a crazy team.
That's a crazy team.
And now it's like, there's so many better teams.
Not even so much that he lost out on a lot of money with LA. Because I think what happened was he left like $200 million on the table. I forget what he took in Houston, what he's getting paid now, but apparently it's a big pay cut. And if you think about it, he doesn't have a shot in the West. He's got OKC. He's got the Golden State, San Antonio. Even the Clippers could be kind of good.
Clippers are not. No, Clippers are going to be bad.
But there's other. Okay,
Clippers will not make the playoffs.
Forget the Clippers. There's other teams out in the West too that Houston's not even going to stand a chance.
I think Houston will make the conference finals.
Okay, fair enough.
No one's beating Golden State.
Right.
Golden State
Do you think no one in the NBA is beating Golden State, or no one?
I don't think so. No.
I think this new Cavs team. I wasn't a big Cavs fan last year, but I think this new Cavs team.
I think they could. I think the better chance for Golden State going down is in the West. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone in the East is taking them down.
Well, now it's interesting because OKC. Now you can put PG on Durant, right? You can put Westbrook on Steph. Right, I mean, you can.
Okay.
There's you have a few things that you can.
And then
do.
you run out.
Listen, they're not gonna be able to keep up with Golden State. There's too much talent. There's too much talent on that team.
There's way too much.
There's also too much athleticism. Like that's an underrated thing.
Every asset of the game, like it's just so like the East. It's just there's 2 teams and the rest are
crap,
garbage.
Does that mean the Knicks could make the playoffs? Technically.
The Knicks are garbage.
Right, but
they're if you look in the garbage pail, the Knicks are at the bottom.
Maybe they should just call it like Madison Square Garbage. That could be like a cool. That's probably Barstool will probably like.
Well, the Rangers play there too, so you can't really do that.
Right. Yeah, and everyone's a Ranger fan in the city. No one's like an Islander fan, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
apparently no one's.
They play in Brooklyn. They play in Brooklyn.
I know. I hate
which is predominantly black or Jewish.
Right. Or like hipster.
Listen, the only black thing at a hockey stadium is the puck. We know this.
That's from Hardball, right? Yeah, right. Yes. In the pizza parlor, right?
Yeah.
You want to go to the Blackhawks game, and it was funny. He's like the only thing black in hockey is the puck, but it's also funny because the name of the team was the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
But that's a great movie too.
That is.
Do you channel your inner Keanu Reeves with the gambling?
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
I know some people that are kind of like their heads down, and then they get like that last like free throw that goes into that desperation.
Oh yes,
and they cover.
That's the great thing about betting is because like there can be a meaningless play in the game
Right.
if you're just watching it straight up with no bets.
Right.
But it can mean so much
right.
to a gambler.
Even-
Like a team's up 21
Right.
and they kick a field goal to go up 24.
Right.
If the spread's 22.5, that's huge. But if you're watching that game with no bet, you're like, oh, like whatever.
Well, football's like life. It's a game of inches, right? Like
Yep.
that, like the
That is like
Al
life.
Pacino and what's the name of that movie?
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner knows a couple more inches is a huge difference.
I think he told Elon Musk that, and he said, if you can get to LA a few more hours earlier,
Yeah.
it's a
Fucking Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, man. I
Elon
honestly, and
Musk.
but this is a good way to segue into our pick'em segment.
Yeah, let's go.
Because you were just talking about gambling, so we'll kind of go into the picks. Do you want to like start it off? Like, do you want to give out who you like?
Okay,
Or,
so we're gonna do 5 games, right?
cool. We're gonna do
let's-
5 games. Yeah.
Let's start with my team,
Okay.
the Bengals against
Okay.
the Browns. Now we're gonna go straight up because we're
Just
gonna
straight
pick
up.
we're gonna pick 5 games where the spread is basically nothing.
Okay.
So Bengals versus Browns, 2-0-3 teams. Bengals looked very good, as I said they were going
Okay.
to last week.
That's your squad.
Joe Mixon finally
Well,
broke
he's the guy
loose.
now. He's the guy now. It used to be a triple-headed. What is it? It used to be a triple-headed monster,
Yeah,
What did they say? And now it's just Joe Mixon,
and now
right?
it's Joe Mixon,
which means he's got the next 5 years under his belt.
Yeah, Jeremy Hill, I would expect to be traded at this point.
Okay.
They'll probably hold on to Gio as
Just as like a reserve
as a screen guy.
screen
Yeah, third down back.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is intriguing because the Bengals played good last week. Took Green Bay to overtime. Their defense looked sharp. Their offense looked sharp. I think the Bengals could start to turn a corner and start winning games. And listen,
It's probably a good week to start, right?
this would be a good week to start. I think they blow out the Browns.
Okay.
I really do. Vontez Burfict comes back. I
Okay.
got the Bengals big in this game.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for no real specific reason, just almost to go against you. I'm going to take Cleveland. I mean,
Okay.
I think that, this game really could go either way. I mean, you look at a team like Cincinnati, it's really just Mixon in the backfield. Hey, he is starting to catch fire, and I'm a fantasy owner of Mixon, so I do want him to take off. But I'm going to go with Cleveland in this game. I just think it's going to be their week, that they're going to beat Cincinnati this week.
So you got the Browns picking up the first win and Cincinnati going 0-4.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Let's jump over to your team, the Jets, who face Jacksonville.
Right, so I like the Jets as 3.5 dogs. Right, I think they're given 3.5. I like them in this matchup. I think this game could come down to a field goal, but overall, I do like the Jets to cover, and I'm going to say why. The Jets are starting to kind of tick a little bit. Robbie Anderson's catching passes. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of McCown at quarterback, but he's been around the league for a while. He knows how to just do the bare minimum to get the win. Their running game, it's pretty trash, but it's enough, I
And
guess.
Forte's out. Forte's out this week.
But you know what? That doesn't really make a difference anyway.
Well, who was in? Powell came in and fumbled the ball.
Who's the other guy that the Jets? I mean, I should know. I'm a Jets fan. He's like their. Can you help me out with this guy? I forget. What his name is.
I know his name. It's Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, right?
Yeah,
so what he does is he gets to the end zone in like 3 seconds.
Yes.
So
yes.
if you really need a touchdown, what they do is they just toss
throw it to Elon Musk.
They throw it or toss it to him.
Yeah, and he went to UPenn. He's a very good slot receiver.
He's actually never been touched.
Yes, no,
So
that
he's
is
the
true.
only NFL player to
Sexually or on the football field, he's never been
touched. Cool.
Elon
So
Musk definitely got to watch.
He's their reserve guy, but he could have a breakout game. So cool.
I got Jacksonville.
Okay.
Listen, yes, the Jets looked good last week. I just think the Dolphins are gross.
Right. I mean, they kind of are.
Like Jay Cutler did not look good. The Dolphins looked awful. And I really think Jacksonville's gonna win here. The spread is 3. We're doing this straight up.
Is the spread 3?
The spread is 3,
Okay,
but we're doing this without the spread.
Okay,
I like Jacksonville not only to win but to cover as well.
Okay.
So we're differing so far in both games.
So one thing, I did pick up one of the wide receivers on Jacksonville. I think his name is, I got him right here. His name is Marquise Lee, right? They said he might have a big game. I'm thinking about playing him against the Jets. I think if he has a big game, Jacksonville could come out on top. But if he doesn't, I think the Jets are going to win. So yeah, we'll move on to the next pick. I have Miami against New Orleans, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with. I'm sorry, I'm choking here. Not in a sexual way. I'm going to go with the Saints, right? So the Dolphins looked way too weak against the Jets. So I'm going to go Saints by 3. Is it still 3 the spread?
Let me check.
No,
Yes,
the
it is. It is at 3 right now.
once again, I think the backfield in New Orleans is enough with Kamara. I mean, Adrian Peterson, we'll see what happens. The Dolphins just don't have enough juice. You got I thought Cutler was going to be better this year. He's not. Probably should be broadcasting. So
I do have a guy's number on Miami Dolphins. He went to my college. Terrence Fidei. Texted him when I got drafted. When he got drafted.
No response, right?
No response. So fuck him.
Imagine he hears this and he's like, he gives us free tickets.
Free tickets. I just said fuck him. He'll be like, yo. Fuck
that would be something that happened on Ballers. Like you talk trash. You're like, come on, let's resolve this. Come down to the game. Like some bullshit.
Ballers wasn't good this season. Did not really like it. Ricky Jarrett is my boy.
Too much political bullshit, right? Like, Okay, so
this is actually funny because Ricky Jarrett almost went to the Saints and he was on Miami. So all right. So who do I got in this game? I like the Saints too. Okay, they looked very good last week. Miami's looking like one of the worst teams in the league.
Also, I think Willie Snead's back from New Orleans.
Is he?
I think he's back from suspension, so that might be another.
Okay, so regardless if he's back or not, I like New Orleans to cover as well.
Okay. So we do agree. We do agree on that. Right?
Yeah, we do agree on.
We're going to agree on a lot. It's not like we're going to disagree.
Well, so far we've just agreed on this. So
okay. So now this kind of brings me to the Titans v Texans (TVT). So I like the Texans giving they're 2.5 dogs, right? Once again, don't know if the spread changed when I looked at this. I kind of feel like this is a must-win for Bill O'Brien and company. They should come out to win here. They're going to be at home in Houston. So
yes,
I mean if they don't win here, I think a lot of questions start to arise about what Houston's actually doing. I mean, it looks like Deshaun Watson, is their quarterback, right? And
like J.J. Watt. Where's that money that you raised actually going to?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. We're getting we're starting to get into the whole hurricane, the natural disasters. Okay.
I agree, though. I definitely agree. This is a must-win game for Houston.
I do like Mariota, but
I love Mariota. I really love Mariota. He's my favorite young quarterback right now.
Okay.
But Houston, they got a fire lit under them. They had the game against New England.
They're literally a fire. They might get fired. The coaching set, they're kind of on a short leash here.
Houston's notoriously a team that their defense brings them to the playoffs.
Right.
Last week,
Clowney, J.J. Watt.
Week, granted, New England's defense is pretty garbage.
Okay.
Their offense looked pretty good. And I got Deshaun Watson at the beginning of the year. I put $100 on him to win Rookie of the Year.
All right.
I really, really like Deshaun Watson.
Wow. So if he keeps doing what he's doing,
if he keeps doing what he's doing, and
what happens.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully McCaffrey and who's the other running back for rookies.
For Houston? just for rookies. Well, there's a few running backs out there. I mean, we got Mixon. We got
not Mixon. Mixon's not going to win Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Yeah.
There's another. Fournette. Leonard Fournette.
Right.
So
there's a few other guys too.
Right now, I believe it's between Fournette, McCaffrey, and Watson.
Okay.
I think those are the three guys.
Hey, if this guy Kamara from New Orleans has a strong,
he's not going to do anything.
He's not going to. If Peterson goes away, maybe.
I like Houston in this game. I like Houston. Really rooting for my boy Deshaun. Hopefully he wins.
It's like Houston, Texas. Put a face in it.
Houston, Texas.
Is that the words like the Drake song? All right, so what else we got? We got
Oakland, Denver. It's gonna close us out here.
Okay, so I already know I do start Denver D in fantasy, so this is kind of like a weird conflict. I'm still gonna take Oakland. I have Carr on my bench on my one quarterback league. I think he's just gonna get it done. I think it's enough is enough. Oakland was supposed to be a Super Bowl favorite this year.
They were your pick.
They were my pick. You're going into. I think that they're going to. I thought that they were going to win the Super Bowl. With Marshawn Lynch and everything like that.
So who was your before we get into who was your preseason?
It was Oakland. It was Oakland.
Oakland and who?
Oh, you know what? My biggest problem was that I only centered around. So if you ask me now, I wouldn't be able to give you a great answer. I kind of just centered around Oakland to win it. I didn't do Oakland.
Wow, what a rookie!
Yeah, that's like kind of a.
I had Kansas City, which is looking very good right now.
Okay.
Kansas City and Atlanta going back.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it.
You know what? The only reason why I don't think Kansas City could do that, I just think that every year that I've been alive to watch Alex Smith. Don't get me wrong, he's a good quarterback, a decent fantasy quarterback. He kind of gives out towards the end of the season. That's my only, guys like Brady and Rodgers, they have that consistency, that endurance. So definitely a rookie move on me. I only picked, I don't really know who Oakland would play. I mean, I was also so depressed from the Jets that I don't really know what to think anymore. I kind of just grabbed onto Oakland and said Oakland will win the Super Bowl. But
So you got Denver in this game.
No. I have Oakland.
Oh, you have Oakland.
Yeah, I have Oakland in this game.
I
I don't know what the spread was for this game, but I
the
just
spread I'm looking at it right now is 3.
okay.
Denver is home.
Denver's home. Right.
Now Simeon looks like trash
he's
on
like
the road.
He's almost like a third string quarterback.
On the road.
Yeah,
on the road. At home he's good.
He likes Denver. He likes Denver.
I like Denver.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Denver. So
You like it just as much as Simeon likes it. Yes.
yep. I love the semen. So I got Jacksonville, you got the Jets, I got Cincy, you got Cleveland. We agree on New Orleans, we agree on Houston, and you got Oakland, I got Denver.
Yes, sir.
There's one last thing I want to talk about before we end the show.
Let's talk about it.
I just want to send my condolences to none other than Johnny Football. Was not granted access into the CFL.
Oh, he's completely out of the CFL?
They wouldn't let him in. The commissioner literally said, like, you're, like, out of control. We won't let you in. They're like the fun police over there.
Yeah.
Just like the NFL. Just like the NFL.
Right.
So my condolences to him.
Do you think he's ever going to get, like a true... he's messed up a lot, but do you think he's ever going to get, like, a true second chance?
Well, this is why I feel so bad for him, because I feel like if he got into the CFL, he would start making a comeback. He'd start playing football, and he's like, wow, I missed this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop drinking, blah, blah, blah. But now that he got denied access to the CFL...
Where can you go, Arena?
Where can you go? He's going to go to the bar and just take 50 shots, go back to his party lifestyle, and I think he's done.
The reason why it's such a shame, too, is because it's an awkward place to be in, because he could get into coaching, but because of his background with drinking... the chances of a college taking a risk on him. No, but I'm saying, like, a lot of guys who fail in the CFL and the NFL, they can be like, I'll start coaching, or I'll be like a grad assistant, I'll be like a video coordinator. He hasn't really showed any type of, like, consistency in his life, so...
Maybe he can take over for Rick Pitino at Louisville for basketball.
That's actually not a bad idea, but here's the thing, though. The head coaches can't have any tattoos. Yeah, they run like a...
Is that true?
I'm just kidding. I'm completely... Yeah. I'm just showing the double standard that Louisville has, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right? Like...
You could probably be like... Yeah, you could probably help out with the team, be like a team manager or something.
Yeah.
Wipe the floors.
The floors, janitor. Yeah, so that's... Did you have any closing remarks about Johnny Football?
So I'm going to kind of run through it again. Joe Johnson winner, Dwayne Wade loser. This Is Us. Make sure to check it out on NBC. More of a bar guy than a party guy. Hugh Hefner is the man. The Kardashians kind of suck. Probably going to be Cleveland over Golden State this year. The Jets will probably win this week, but it doesn't really matter because it's just for Bart Scott's bet. And that's basically it. So
all right, American Vandal, check it out. Elon Musk is a hero.
Elon Musk is a must.
Elon Musk is a hero that we all deserve. Rick Pitino is a loser. If you see him on the street, spit on him. Can't go wrong with house parties. Cannot go wrong with house parties.
Okay.
R.I.P. Hugh.
R.I.P.
Wish I could have sex with as many girls that you've had sex with in your life.
Oh, man.
You're my hero. Matt, you're wrong. Cleveland has no shot beating Golden State.
Okay, I trust me. I don't want them to win either.
I'm very confident that I'm going to come up on top with our bets. I'm definitely confident.
We'll see what happens.
We'll come back next week and we'll see what happens. All right?
Well, that's it. Just join us next Saturday.
Those were our Sunday feels, so take care.
And it is a five-man rush. Manziel retreats. Look at this. He's still on his feet and heaves it deep. Oh, my gosh.
Can you say magic?